Hello, my name is Dan Turk, and I'm an application engineer with Geometric Solutions. We're going to take a look at some updates within sketching. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is continuous auto dimensions. A lot of times we have a love-hate relationship with these. We like the functionality, but we hate that these dimensions are all over our screen. We're going to take a look at an update that will help us to either show them or not show them. And then we're going to take a look at some new sketch constraints. I think you're really going to enjoy these. All right, let's jump into NX. To start with, we're going to make a sketch, and then I'm going to put in a couple of circles. What this is really showing us is these continuous auto dimensions. They are everywhere. For some of us, we do like the functionality. I like being able to go into one of them and put in the proper dimension. But we might look at this and say there's just too many of these continuous auto dimensions. I'm going to do a quick undo, and I want to show you a nice tool. Underneath the More button, we have this option to display sketch auto dimensions. In previous versions, you could turn off continuous auto dimensioning, but with this display sketch auto dimensions button, all it really does is it hides the dimensions. Let me turn that off. You'll notice the continuous auto dimensions, they're gone. But if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can see the sketch is still fully constrained with auto dimensions. If we want to bring those back, well, we can simply click on Display, and there we have them. For my purposes, I'm going to turn these off. There's a couple of neat constraints that I want us to look at. Now, the first one is to align these holes, but we're going to align them with each other, both vertically and horizontally. Just a little trick on that, I'm going to need to select the center point. Some folks, they struggle with getting that center point. If that describes you, an easy way to select on the center is to remember where your mouse cursor is. If it's on the outside of the line or of the circle, it selects the entire arc. But as soon as it goes inside, well, then that grabs the center. So let's just grab these two centers. And here you can see we've got this horizontal and vertical alignment. Let me add vertical alignment. We'll just grab that center and move it. And you can see that it aligns those two vertically. Again, we just choose our centers and add that vertical alignment. Then we can add horizontal in as well. A really nice tool. The next constraints that we're going to look at, they have to do with aligning our part or our sketch to a string. What you'll notice is I have a little sketch here, and then in the blue color you can see that I've got a recipe curve. So I basically just did a project face on that solid part. Let's see what happens. I'm going to select this arc, and then I'm just going to pick one of these lines. You'll notice some of the new constraints that we have. Tangent to string. Let's use that. If I then take my part and start to move it, you can see that it keeps it tangent. And it keeps it tangent all the way around. I'll do an undo. And let's add another one. This time we're going to say that we want this line and this string, we want them to be perpendicular. You can see how it lines that up. And if I move this part, again, you can see it's following along with that string. Something else that we could do is at this point we could also add in the tangent, or we can use a point on a string. And as I move this around, you can see just how nicely that works. And those are a couple of the new and pretty cool enhancements within Sketch.